24 Black Mamba episode.
Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Dive in.
Hey, oh, diving for glory. Hooray, yo, it's Pep Corsiola hosting, boasting, coasting. If you play whack, I'm roasting. Yo, joined by my homie Sir Solomon. What up?
It's good.
Man, this week Real bring it back, as does AC in Milan. Battle of the M's in France. Arsene gives his Wenger to Conte again. FA Cup, La Liga, and Serie A roundups and more transfer news coming up. And as always, the egregious and prestigious D4G Awards. Man, don't forget Diving for Glory posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com, as well as YouTube now. Check us out on Twitter at Diving for Glory. Man, boots lace, jersey tuck. Let's go. Word. All right, back four. We're gonna head to Valencia, where Real Madrid got back on track, man, with a 4-1 victory in a Ronaldo brace. Tell us about it, Sir Solomon.
It was an interesting game. Real Madrid got ahead early. Within the first 20 minutes, they got not one, but two penalties, courtesy of Martin Montoya.
Both of them.
Yes.
Hey, homie, this...
But the first one, in true, like when they're in form Real Madrid style, they got it off of a Valencia corner. They broke out and came at him. Ronaldo gets fouled. Penalty. Like the situation turned around real quick. Hey, Filipia. But after getting ahead early 2-0, Real Madrid couldn't put it away, dude. Like, Valencia wasn't shook. They got their shit together. They scored a goal through Santi Mina.
Yeah.
And spent most of the second half actually pressuring Real Madrid. Completely dominated the midfield.
Yep, that's definitely what I had in my notes, man, was Valencia definitely had chances, as did Ronaldo. Even though he scored two goals, they were both penalties.
Ronaldo's chucking, dude. He had, 7 shots?
I think so, yeah.
Yep, he had 7 shots, 4 on target, but his 2 goals came from the 2 penalties, so...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcelo, though, in the 84th minute, put this game away with a beautiful, like, made in Brazil fucking goal, man.
Showing Ronaldo how it's done. Like, hey, bro, this is how you finish.
I know, this
like,
is what a dribble
goals.
is. You haven't beat a guy in ages, Mr. Tap-In.
Hey, man, he had 2 completed dribbles this game.
Yeah. Oh, Ronaldo?
Yeah.
He had 1.
2
With 2 unsuccessful touches.
2 attempts, all right.
0 key passes.
So, Cruz ended it off in the 89th minute.
In
Sealed
a Toni Kroos goal, yes, and it was a Toni Kroos goal.
It was a nice one, too, though.
Yeah, it was a
it
real...
Kovacic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's it out, and Kroos kills it, but the score line was really flattering to Real, but sometimes just being the more talented team gets you over that hump, and that's what we saw in that game.
Yeah, both subs, Asensio and Kovacic, are responsible for the Marcelo and Cruz goals via assists. Man, physical match.
Both were more the player that scored, making it happen after he received it. Like the first one, the Marcelo goal, like he made a square pass, yeah, but then Marcelo went and took that over and scored it, you know?
Oh, for sure, man.
Like
they still delivered the ball in the right positions. Like that was not neither one of those were assists where it's like, oh, here you go, take 4 dribbles, I'll take that assist. I mean, they were like, boom, here's the ball in the appropriate place. Now you do the rest. But agreed, they were really nice goals. The Kovacic was a nice little like back heel flick. Nice assist, man. That was the first Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano start in 280 days.
yeah.
Good match to have all of them up front. Physical match.
None of them scored from the run of play.
Nope. Sure didn't. Sure didn't. But I will say, what was it? Benzema gave that first penalty.
Yeah, he did make
Ronaldo.
a nice assist to Ronaldo for the penalty, but they still haven't actually concocted a goal in like football when the three of them were playing.
No, for sure. But it's still an interesting thing to note that I hadn't realized that as a group they hadn't played together in almost a year. Yeah, man. Defensive counter attacking team. It's kind of almost what Real, like their average positions kind of showed, even though they had more activity, more of the ball. But
the midfield didn't really have ideas when they did have it, and then they got bossed by Kondogbia and Dani Parejo. Like, they played really nice. Santimina scored a goal, but could have done better. Could have really taken it to them.
Yeah, they missed that one where I believe it was Santimina with a cross.
Yeah,
and right to the middle, and that dude had a wide open.
Dani Parejo got saved by Keylor Navas on a play that he should have put away too.
Yeah, Valencia definitely had their chances, man, to make this a different outcome. But when it's all said and done, 42 fouls later, Real Madrid with a 4-1.
When was it? Last week's game, I think Valencia had lost, or 2 weeks ago, and Gabriel got like a stupid ass red card, and made sure he didn't play in this game, and he's been a monster for them this season, and that's one of the.
Tough.
Martin Montoya might not be in that position. Maybe because Gabriel is Gabriel, he only gives up one penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. So this brings Real 2 points back of Valencia. Valencia sitting in third, but they still have that game in hand.
Yeah.
Valencia failed to keep pace. Man of the match.
I want to give it to Marcelo. He had a really nice game. He was really going after them. The goal was beautiful, and it was at a time when they were really, really being put under pressure, and it came against the run of play. He showed a lot of leadership that, like you said earlier, like Ronaldo can't. So Marcelo.
Yeah, I got Cruz, man. Like he was kind of a beast in this game in the midfield.
Yeah, he had a good game. He had a very good game.
Although I just like to mention certain websites that I looked at, Ronaldo was by far and away the highest rated player in this game.
Yeah, because you get
2 goals.
Yeah, you get points for goals when you're doing the stats. So you had 2 goals.
There should be less points for goal.
And then you get points for shots on target. So you had 4 of those. Like, even though they weren't really good shots,
Yeah. Interesting.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is like the king of like looking good on the stats, but like really doing nothing in the game.
Always goes to show, man, the numbers are just one way to look at it. You gotta use your eyes, man. All right,
Indeed.
Let's move on from the beautiful land of Valencia to the beautiful seaside town of Marseille, where they took on Monaco, the Battle of the M's. It's a cool game, man. Looked pretty interesting, 2-2.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Like, they both came to play. It seems like PSG really have the league wrapped up, but like it seems, unless in the summer or whatever they get rid of all their players, Lyon, Marseille, Monaco are a year away from being really, really nice teams. And this game showed that. Like there was a lot of quality on the field. They both played a 4-2-3-1. Monaco had more talent across the fucking field, but Marseille front four really look good and they play well together. Ocampos, Payet in the middle, like playing a number 10, and Thauvin, I think is how it's pronounced, behind Germain. But this Thauvin kid has been having a fucking season. He's special. I don't know how long Marseille is going to be able to keep him off that wing. He plays wicked. He's like a dribbling machine.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. Wasn't he responsible for that, the very first goal for them? for Monaco?
Yes, for Valerie Germain.
Yeah.
Yes, he set it up, and he's actually been having quite a season. Like, even last week, he scored a goal. Like, he's been doing his thing. But if you look at Monaco's, like, they have Fabinho and Tielemans playing double pivots right in front of the defense. That in itself is fucking impressive. Fabinho was the jewel in the crown of last year's performance, next to, like, other than Mbappe, who just came out of nowhere. And the fact that not only did they keep him, but Yuri Tielemans alongside him is very, like, it's a great midfield duo. They're playing behind Keita Balde, Jean Moutinho in the number 10 position, who's fucking consistently kills it for Monaco. And Ghazal on the outside behind Radamel Falcao. The guy's done it. Like, it was two well put together offensive teams with enough cover because they're playing with the double pivot, both of them. But they kind of just had a powwow.
Yeah, Fabinho on that the goal to tie it up, man.
Oh my God, Fabinho.
He worked him, dude.
I don't know how he's still there, but it's awesome that he is, because he's really showing that not only can he be great as part of a winning collective, but he could just be the guy on a team too, you know?
Yeah, he can't. He probably will not be there longer, man.
Oh, he's gone in the summer.
Yeah, they can't, man. They put together a pretty fucking awesome team last year. When you consider all these players that are top of the transfer market report.
Sold Mbappe to PSG. They sold Bakayoko to Chelsea. Like they gave up players.
And Bernardo.
Huh?
Bernardo.
Yes, and also the kid that's been hurt the whole time, left back for Man City.
Oh, Mendy.
Yeah.
Mendy. Damn, that's crazy. Lamar on top of that. Crazy. Yeah, man. So that is Marseille's first goals conceded in 5 matches, man. Monaco 5-game win streak against Marseille is now broken. And Payet was whack in this game, dude.
Payet was whack.
Yep.
But he did have an assist on it off of the set piece. But
he did. It was a nice cross.
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's his thing.
Dude, if he got an assist in a 2-2 game, like, that kind of covers a lot. Like, yeah, he did have a shit game. And he's had a shit time since he came back. He's had moments when he's flashed, but, like, he's kind of been shitty.
Yep.
But if you look at Marseille, who scored, only Stefan Mandanda, the goalkeeper, scores less than a fucking 6 on the team. They played good as a collective, and they ran, and they worked, you know? Monaco is the more talented team. Marseille, even if though it's at home, should not be getting this tie, especially with Dimitri Payet being on the team and not doing anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
interesting game.
Marseille should be happy with that point, like, happier of the two teams.
Yeah, Marseille third on goal difference, tied with Lyon, who lost 3-1 to Bordeaux. Monaco 4th place, a point back from Marseille.
Did you see the Marlon dive for glory on the Bordeaux win?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, man, penalty.
Oh man, appreciate you. Shout out. Keep doing your thing.
Marlon. Marlon was trying to be a Marlin.
Man, straight up. Marseille, excuse me. Marseille. They, 6-game win streak snapped. Man of the match.
I'll give it to Thauvin just because he was dribbling his ass off. He had 5 successful dribbles and an assist.
I got Fabinho, man. He did
That's fair too. I just figured I wanted to give it to the underdog team of the two. So.
For sure.
But Fabinho is a fucking beast. Like, no knock on that.
Yeah. Word up, man. So we're going to move from those 2 M teams to another M team, the AC Milan, hosting Red Hot Lazio. No longer red hot after a 2-1 defeat.
Lazio not hot.
Lazio not hot, man. Real quick though, man. Did you ever realize that there's 8 fucking subs on a Italian roster? You thought I was
Oh, you mean like, okay.
I can't believe that. I'm like, why do you need that many players on the bench?
Especially since you can't play them.
Yeah.
You can only put in 3.
Just in case of a brawl.
Italian coaches are known for being the tacticians.
Yeah.
So maybe they just want all the options available on the bench, and like you don't know who he's gonna bring on.
No doubt. Yeah, I've
It's
noticed
a magic show. It is kind of idiotic.
Just too much, man.
You have like 6, 5 and a goalkeeper.
So I know, right? So anyway, 3rd consecutive win for Milan. Dude, this is about as even as a game gets from a statistical standpoint.
Yeah. Milan just fucking worked, man. They had their 4-3-3 system, and there's a bunch of workers. Kessie and Biglia and Bonaventura, midfield 3 is beginning to flow.
Bonucci playing center back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, he's doing his thing. Like, he's finally, I guess, Gattuso speaks Bonucci. Finally, they put together, this is their 3rd win on the trot, you know?
Yeah.
And the Kessie, Biglia, Bonaventura midfield behind Suso, Patrick Cutrone, and Kalanoglu, Hakan, which he had his best game since he came to AC Milan this weekend. Like, off of that outside forward position, he was just taking it to the Lazio cats. And him and Bonaventura really balled out. And the rest of the guys were just putting in shifts. They worked hard, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's nice to see Gattuso getting the collective to play like this for AC Milan.
Yeah, two headers for AC.
No, one header.
Both of them were set piece. Well, one of them was a set piece header, and the other was a cross.
Yeah, but it wasn't a header. It was a handball.
Was it?
Yeah, that's the whole VAR. Like, why didn't he kick in debate going on? Is because Cutrone hit the ball with his hand.
Oh damn! I missed that part. I totally missed that.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Yeah, the Cutrone goal and the Patrick Cutrone in the 15th minute.
Yeah.
The shades of handball, as you would say.
Damn, no doubt. Well,
and the Lazio coaches, Inzaghi was like losing his mind because apparently Lazio has been getting fucked a lot this season on the calls, and he's like, by VAR. It was a bit of a shit show.
So VAR is in effect in Serie A?
Yes, but even in the case that you have it, it wouldn't have been spotted because it was a very tough handball to catch.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just get fucked, man. And
that's why
not God, man.
That's why I'm anti VAR anyway, because even with video, it's still you can still get it wrong. I've seen it in the NFL, and you'll see it again in football if they institute it even more.
I kind of agree with you. Like, the interruptions that this shit is causing is way worse than any mistake that they could really make.
It's just as much controversy.
Watching the Liverpool-West Brom game, and like the game stopped like 3 times. Granted, he got it correct, but I don't give a fuck about that shit. Just like keep the game going.
Yeah, keep the game going, man. Not a good thing. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that second header, though, from Bonaventure. Excuse me, the hander and the header. The header from Bonaventure was a wondavit cross by David Calabria.
Yeah, David Calabria.
Young kid, man, had a really good game.
Yeah, David Calabria had a really good game. The wing back, the left back and the right back on AC Milan really attacked and gave cover for Kalanoglu and Suso. After the game, funnily enough, Gennaro Gattuso walked into the field and got in the center of his players, and they proceeded to all slap him because he wanted to give them that opportunity since he's been on their asses.
He's like, how I slap you in practice, you slap me now.
I only slap because I see nothing wrong with it.
Oh man, with all that scoring was in the first half. Lazio was still pretty wasteful in the second half, man. They had some opportunities. Definitely could have pulled that point back.
Yeah,
but it's tough out there.
Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp. Ciro Immobile not being fit for this game was like they're very much a Ciro Immobile team right now this season, and him not being there was a big loss.
In the big scheme of things, Lazio dropped the full 3 points, man. Now they're 10 back with second place Juventus, starting to stretch away. Just be a two-man race up top. Talk a little bit more about that later. AC creeping on up to 7th place, 3 points back to 6th place Sampdoria. It's the 8th straight without a loss for Lazio until this game, man. Man of the match.
I want to give it to Kalanaglu. Hakan.
Hey.
He balled out on the wings. Had 2 shots, 2 on target, 4 key passes, 89.7 pass accuracy percentage. 2 completed dribbles, an assist. I liked his game.
Yeah, I got Calabria, man. 7 clearances, 4 interceptions, 2 key passes, 9 tackles, and an assist, and a big chance.
Yep.
Like, just a little bit of all-around
Excellent,
game.
yeah,
dude.
excellent performance. Like, they were under the cosh for a while, and the way they defended as a team was nice.
Is he AC youth product? You know?
Not sure. I believe so, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Only 21 years old. Yay. Word up. So, we feel like, even though it's Arsenal versus Chelsea, 3 league games get precedent over the League Cup semi-final, second leg, Carabao Cup. But, with all that being said, it's still Arsenal-Chelsea. 2-1 at the Emirates. Tell us about it.
It felt kind of like a game of 2 halves. And Arsenal came in it and were kind of put on the back foot and are behind. But who's that dude? Antonio Rudiger. He brought them back nicely. Yes, nice on goal. Nacho Monreal, man. He keeps popping up this season and doing things for fucking Arsenal. I guess you keep a guy long enough, he'll become something.
Yeah. So
But, second half,
I mean, they opened the scoring up. That was quick. Like, Eden Hazard, 7th minute in, they score. The own goal comes 5 minutes later from Rudiger, and then nothing until the 60th minute.
yeah. After the Rudiger on goal, Chelsea still looked good for a while, came at them, but then towards the end of the half, Arsenal was getting a grip on the game. They came back in the second half, and Arsenal was really going after them. And Lacazette just kind of like strolled around and did a couple of pirouettes and all this shit with like no defender really doing anything, and then he made a play across the goal, and what's that dude? Granite Xhaka stuck a foot in, nice goal, you know.
Yep. So what do you think? What's going on here with Chelsea? I mean, obviously this is not a game that Cesc Fabregas played in. Nor did they have any a number 9 up front. They ran Hazard up front, yes, and Pedro and Willian. So I mean, is this just more a result of the lineup he put out? Is this a trending issue for Chelsea? And why does this dude Conte have so many problems with Arsenal?
Man, that's a lot of fucking questions.
Talk away, man.
Okay, so in this particular result, the League Cup, if you're going to play a team and you're Chelsea, is a good time to experiment and try to use different players and see if certain setups can work. The Morata injury, plus even when he's not injured, how streaky he's shown himself to be, and they wanted to see if they could play Hazard as the false 9, which he ran around, he did his thing, he scored an early goal, but I don't think that's a good option. And after a while, you could tell the team, like Hazard, Pedro, Willian, the forward partnership is not supposed to be happening, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
And the midfield is where, to me, Chelsea is losing their identity, is that Chelsea, in the modern era of football, in the 21st century, is the closest thing to a defensive dynasty that we have seen, you know? Long time dominant spine. You get good central defenders, you get a good holding midfielder, and then like even your box-to-box guys are workers and they get stuck in, and it's a very physically dominant team, and they've lost that. Chelsea play like some bitches now. Like, isn't this true though? Like,
I mean, damn, they're just a year off a title.
yeah, but like if you look at even how Conte is using Kante, as opposed to how the Tinkerman used him in Leicester his last season when he won the championship. Like they were sitting him in front of the defense. He breaks up plays, makes a pass, and kind of sits back a lot. In Chelsea, like he's been told to advance with the ball too. So you see him on the ball and dribbling, which is why you have guys to do that. You know what I'm saying? But then you look at Bakayoko, he hasn't proven himself to be physically dominant at all. He's just like known for having blue hair every once in a while. But he's really not showing up since he got here. You know, Fabregas needs a lot of guys to work around him in order to perform. So if somebody like Bakayoko isn't covering the ground, Fabregas looks more exposed too. So the spine of Chelsea not being what it used to be and not being its dominant self has really lost this team its identity. And a team like Arsenal, which you beat them by bullying them and getting stuck in and like being physically assertive over them, if you're just trying to play their cute football, they're better than you at that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And simple as that.
So, do you agree with his approach?
Whose approach?
Conte.
How? He's only beat him once out of 6 games. Like, there's nothing to agree with. Like, he's getting shit on. And he needs to, first of all, one thing I got to agree with Conte about is that they haven't been supporting him in the transfer market. He has a very thin squad, so he hasn't really had options. But that being said, like, I don't know why you're putting out these starting 11s against Arsenal and expecting different results when you're playing into their hand.
Yeah, interesting. Sure, haven't only beat them once in the league last year. The second match.
That's it.
Bunch of draws, a FA Cup loss, semi-final loss last year. Interesting. So what's up with Chelsea though? Why aren't they out just splashing money like they used to? Do you feel like they're just not that team anymore? They're like, well, we're gonna do our little transfer, and loan out approach that they've been on. I
think they are pivoting to that approach, and I think that's not going to be good for them long term. Because although they spent the Morata money, which I have to say they spent it badly because he's a streaky player that can't even stay on the field for a whole season. So 70 mil was a gift to Real Madrid.
Like.
Huh?
I said that is definitely what it's looking like. We praised the hell out of him a couple weeks ago, but hey,
no, he's good. I'm not saying he's like it's not him, but 70 mil,
man, market.
You gotta
market.
Yeah, but like you can't have this long streak on that kind of market. Like you're supposed to walk in and be the guy to be counted on, not like in January they're scrambling trying to sign another forward. Like
a
that's
6'4" forward from any other team in the world, please.
Yes, like when you just spend 70 mil in the summer, that's a big.
That's tough. Yeah,
that's weird.
So, last question about that: how much does that? What does that mean? Does this match mean much?
The match? Nah. That tournament? No. But I don't think that losing to your rivals is ever good.
Ever.
Like I don't think under any circumstances. Like Barcelona lost to Real Madrid in the fucking Spanish Supercopa before the season started. I don't care that it didn't matter. They still got played off the field in that game, and that was not. I don't think any player on Barcelona felt good after it.
No, they sure. It was not pretty.
And to lose to your London rival, especially a rival that Jose Mourinho had complete dominance over. Like I think Arsene Wenger has only beaten Jose Mourinho once in like 18 matches, dude. You know,
It's
like
tough out there. Yeah. it's
yeah.
tough out
So you can't go from being that dominant over a team to being completely dominated by that team, and not even that, but by a lesser version of that team.
No doubt. Yes, I appreciate that. Drop that knowledge, man. So a League Cup game meant a little something.
Yeah.
So let's move on, man. Back four done. We're going to our mid four. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep the cup life in focus here with the FA Cup. Let's round that up real quick. We're gonna start off on Friday, man. Sheffield Wednesday gave it to Reading 3-1, and our boys from Yeovil Town got it handed to them by Man United.
Yeovil, I wish you had stayed around. Your name sounds interesting. Your jerseys are ugly. Alexis Sanchez assist, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, Man
Hey,
United.
Yeovil, like we just found out they existed.
I know. I mean, last week they were Yeovil.
Exactly. So, like, okay, 4-0 is not bad.
Nah, and it wasn't even like that's almost like you said earlier about Madrid. That's kind of a flattering score line. I actually had that game on, and
Ew.
yeah, I know it wasn't the prettiest of things, man. But Man United just too much to handle. Leicester do what they do, man. Just smash Peterborough United 5-1. Sheffield,
Yes, Africans.
Iheanacho, right?
Diabate, Iheanacho with a double, and Wilfred Ndidi with a double.
Ah, nice. Get it. Fucking Peterborough. Fucking
They petered out?
Molesterville. Sheffield United 1-0 over Preston North
North
End. I sorted it myself. Premier League team Swansea with the 1-1 replay with Notts County. West Ham United going down to my homie Wigan.
Wigan put 2-0 on West Ham. Good play.
Legendary Wigan.
Yes, they were just in the FA Cup like 3-4 seasons ago final.
Legendary Wigan. I'm going to mention them a little bit later. I don't want to give up that last result. Southampton continued Watford's spiral by giving it to them 1-0.
Yes, it was not Marco Silva's fault. He's been fired.
He's been fired, man. Who you going to blame now? Middlesbrough.
Borough.
Brighton Hove. Man, you can say what you want. That shit's bruh.
Alright.
They like bruh. It's like bruh.
I know. You know, according to English pronunciation, the Steelers are from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. No doubt. It's adding shit. It's all good. They went down to Brighton and Hove, who progressed. Millwall and Rochdale. Rochdale? Rochdale. 2-2. Replay. Hull City. 2-1.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Millwall. Most hooligan team in England.
Mm-hmm.
They have signs. Millwall without hooligans is nothing. They just signed ex-player who played also for Everton, Tim Cahill, who was in the MLS.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, you know he has that boxing celebration and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the most hooligan team in England, and now he's back. They just signed him.
Parfait, man. Perfect. All right. Hull City 2-1 over Nottingham Forest. Hull City dominating championship right now, man.
Hey, they're ready to come back.
One of my two favorite results from this round: Tottenham getting a replay with Newport County. I love it.
Yeah, yes. I guess it was a little too much mental for them, but Harry Kane saved the day.
You're gonna draw Newport County and go beat Real Madrid. Anyway, also huge upset. You would say 3-2 West Brom over Liverpool.
Yes, that was a huge upset. Some talking points from that game. Mo Salah became the third fastest player in Liverpool's history to reach 25 goals. It only took him 32 games. That's impressive.
Damn. So, quick question about Liverpool, though.
Yeah,
and we kind of talked about it last week, but damn, dude, like you follow up the victory over City with a loss to the Swans and a loss to West Brom, and like I just like how much of this is coaching, man. How much of this is failure to like just get your team up?
A lot. But it's not even that they weren't up. They were up for the game. They weren't like I'll give you a more direct blame on the coach. They put out the bad team. Like, it's not even that they weren't ready. Like, they just weren't balanced. And they used VAR, I think, 3 times in the first half.
Ouch.
They used it to find that Mo Salah had been fouled, got a penalty. Liverpool, Firmino missed. Another West Brom score a goal. Gareth Barry was seen to have been offside in front of Mignolet. Goal taken away from West Brom.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
That's heavy.
This West Brom didn't just come and smash and grab. They outplayed Liverpool.
Yeah. West Bromovich.
West Bromovich really dropped it on them, you know?
Damn.
Jay Rodriguez hits a double. Looked like a hat trick, but Matip wanted some, so he made it an own goal. Dude, like Liverpool just got shat on.
Done in the FA Cup. On the flip
This
side.
is the furthest they have advanced in the FA Cup since Klopp has come. Like, this is the round that they've got. This is the 3rd time that they've got eliminated in this round.
In this round, huh? Interesting. Moving
He's
on.
like a big German cheerleader if he doesn't start winning shit soon.
Yeah, I mean, I know at one point, right, he had like this, I mean, we talked about this, he had the same record as Brendan Rodgers, minus the Suarez, but still, like, you're still just middling around in the same little area. Like, there's not really, like, great progression, even though they did qualify for
I would
Champions
say
League.
in some positions they've actually regressed because they used to have Lucas Leiva, who actually assisted for Lazio this weekend. And he was a good defensive midfielder. They don't have anybody on the whole fucking squad that is actually a defensive midfielder. Like,
I think they have to finish top 4 this year, and then I think next year they have to make a push, considering the signings that are coming in. And if they don't, then you got to start looking at seriously
that midfield,
at like, yo,
like, they
Jurgen,
got too many Jags there, and like, he needs to work out a system that they hold the ball when shit is going wrong and calm the game down. You can't just outrun your problems, dude.
Didn't you say he was benching the guy they just paid $75 million for?
Yes, in today's game, Virgil van Dijk is on the bench.
Okay. Sunday comes for the FA Cup, and Chelsea smashed Newcastle 3-0, and Manchester City...
Bats.
Yeah, he went off. He got a brace, right?
Yes.
And City paid a price for their 2-0 over Cardiff City, man, in 2 ways. They lost Leroy Sané for 6 to 7 weeks.
Leroy!
Terrible, son. Terrible foul. I can't believe he didn't get the red. If there was VAR, that guy would have got the red. Bennett,
remember when we had this discussion about how I didn't like the FA Cup because that's where good players go to get broken?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, love it. It's awesome.
It's tough out there, man. It's tough out there. And then they get drawn away to Wigan in the next round. If we remember the 2013 final?
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that year, but I think I'm right.
It was 2013, actually, yeah.
FA Cup final. The Manchester City loses to soon-to-be relegated Wigan. Them witches,
Roberto
son.
Martinez.
Them witches, son. Them witches. Word up.
But I'm surprised more Premier League teams don't actually play them as rough as Cardiff played them. That is one of the only ways that a smaller Premier League team would be able to match up against City would be to actually get it in that way.
It's the only way, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's great that they're getting enough protection, even though he bitched and moaned about it after the game. But like, the fact that was an exceptional situation shows you that they're pretty well protected. People are not coming in and getting like fucking bits and pieces of Sergio Aguero.
No, they sure aren't. Which I'm so happy about.
Right?
I mean, you know, the deep enough squad though, but that would be a problem if Aguero went out.
I just want to see players play. Like, it sucks when they get fucking broken.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I totally agree. All right, let's move on. Enough with the cups. Cup life is all over.
By England.
Let's move on to La Liga for the league roundup. Yeet. And it starts off on Friday with a thrilling 0-0 Malaga-Girona draw. But also a 4-2 Villarreal-Real Sociedad. Fun match there.
Yes, Villarreal came out of the fucking gate. Yeah, 3 goals in the 20 opening minutes.
Ooh.
Victor Ruiz, Pablo Fornals, and Carlos Baca just done up the game early, done up the game often.
Yeah, this game went
Diego Llorente pulls one back in 24th minute. They make it 4-1 by the 34th minute, dude. Villarreal wanted these points, and goddammit, they're gonna get them.
They got him. Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah, 4-1 going at half, and then a quick 58th minute.
William Jose.
Yep. Good game for Villarreal. They needed all those points.
Good game for the neutral. It's just fun.
Absolutely. Another interesting match. The Leganes, the Legends.
The Leganes.
Continue their run after their defeat of Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey and put it 3-2 on Espanyol.
Yes, actually, Espanyol puts most of that 3-2 upon Espanyol themselves.
But we'll get, Espanyol's going to make 2 appearances today. We'll tell you about those goals a little later, though.
We'll get into it later, but Leganes, fresh off eliminating Real Madrid from King's Cup, came and got another 3-2. You deserve it. Congratulations, youths.
Yeah, sit middle of the table, man. Go ahead.
Hey, that's legendary.
No. Hey. Word up, man. Atletico took it to the boys at the beach, put it on Las Palmas 3-0.
Yes, apparently beachside property is not home court advantage. Nah, but they came over to the Wanda Metropolitano, and the Beach Boys got spanked by Tony Griezmann and my man Torres, who scores just enough to let you know that he's still playing.
And then
what time is it?
It's time to partay.
Partay time. Thomas Partey. Fucking the human cigar. Victory cigar.
Taps it home in the 88th.
Atletico seems to have got past their little stumbles that they had earlier, and they're punching out results. I think they're really trying to put a grip on that second place.
Wouldn't be nice. I like to see them in second place, especially when Barcelona's in first. Sevilla, Getafe with the draw. Tough for Sevilla there.
Sevilla is going through a transition. It's with Montella as the new coach, and they've been really underperforming, but he's turning it around. But you're going to have these kind of up and down performances.
It's tough to give that up in the 93rd minute.
Yeah, they got it in the 72nd minute. They got a lead. They thought they had it, but bad teams do this, man. You know?
Yeah.
And this is what he has to eliminate. This is why the project is big.
Angel Rodriguez with the 93rd minute goal for Getafe.
Angel!
And then Barcelona, man, had a really tough match against Deportivo Alaves. 2-1 victory, though. The boy Messi, the man Messi, the god Messi.
Yes. Barcelona played really well, except for their finishing. Their finishing was not good. The defense for Alaves was playing, and until the second half, it seemed like they couldn't finish. Philippe Coutinho made his first start, but he looked very, kind of waiting for the game to come to him. He wasn't very aggressive. Yep. Semedo, same thing as right back. He was playing a very passive game. In fact, there's been this video floating around of Messi standing with the ball close to his end and telling him to pass him because the kid didn't even advance far enough to receive the ball, you know? So in the second half, he takes out both the right back Semedo and the left back Digne, who I don't think is a Barcelona caliber player. And he brings in Jordi Alba and my man Sergio Roberto, who definitely are both Barcelona caliber players. and the offensive nature of the game started looking better after that.
I would like to show you, just to show you the kind of caliber of player that Lucas Digne is. This is his Barcelona pick that comes up.
They don't even have his face without fucking bandages on it. You don't get no respect, man.
Oh, son, it's pretty priceless. Just Google Lucas Digne and see what you Digne and see what you get.
Lucas Digne, fucking Dangerfield. You can get no respect, son.
Oh shit, man. Suarez goal was fucking sweet from Iniesta, man.
Sweet, a slight deflection on it, but very, very
Slight
good.
deflection, yep.
And Suarez has been volleying the shit out of anything that comes in his neighborhood lately. He is in top form. Can't wait to see Suarez versus Chelsea coming up soon.
Yep, and then Monday's game, Celta Vigo 3-2 on Batiste, man. There's a lot of goals this week in La Liga.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned the Celta Vigo 3-2 over Betis. Celta Vigo have, Messi is the top scorer in the league, followed by our man Luis Suarez. The third and fourth top scorers play for Celta Vigo. It's offensively the third best team in the league. And Iago Aspas, ex of Liverpool, is balling the fuck out. I think he had 2 goals in that game.
Word up, man. So, league stands at Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, and Real Madrid in that order. Barcelona with the 11-point lead. Looking good, 21 games in. Have not lost yet, 18 wins, 3 draws. Looking at Villarreal and Sevilla in the Europa spots. Celta Vigo creeping on that a little bit. Sevilla need to watch out. Villarreal looks like they're well entrenched in at least the Europa spot. Bottom looks like Malaga, Las Palmas, and Deportivo. Malaga's certainly going on down.
Malaga and Las Palmas definitely. Depor, Levante, and Alaves are gonna fight tough for one spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost everybody else looks safe. La Liga, a lot of goals. Yeah. Let's move on. We did Bundesliga last week. We're gonna do Serie A this week.
Interesting week.
It was. There weren't any huge matches. We mentioned the AC Milan Lazio game.
Yeah, there was not huge matches. A lot of interesting tidbits from a lot of smaller matches.
There were 6 red cards across the league,
which I find ridiculous. 5 games, one of them had 2 red cards. Funnily enough, we'll get into it. Anyways, let's go.
man. So Friday, Atalanta put it on Sassuolo 3-0, and Juventus put it on Chievo Verona 2-0. Chievo Verona had 2 red cards. That's the match.
If the name is complex, you should remember them by their nickname,
which is
the Flying Donkeys.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, I will always remember that going forward. Trust.
But the Flying Donkeys had to have 2 fucking players sent off before Juventus hit a shot on target.
Damn. So they were sitting back.
Yeah, and the second red card happens in the 61st minute, I think. Until then, Juve didn't have a shot on target.
Damn.
Yeah, so the 2-0 looks a little flattering. Sami Khedira scored a nice goal, and then the guy that scores in games that you've already won, Higuain, finishes it off.
Yeah, they sat back the whole game.
Oh yeah.
And Juventus on the front foot, but that's
But you should still be able to fucking hit the target if you're Juventus.
That's
embarrassing.
Yeah, and some definite organization. They played a 5-3-2 Chievo.
Yeah.
Damn. Pack it in, man. Pack it in. Pack it up. Pack it in.
Just you have so much talent. You're Juventus. One guy has not hit the target in 60 minutes out of your whole fucking team?
Yeah. Yep. And just to put that in perspective, the Flying Donkeys sit 19th in Serie A.
No, they do not. That is Verona sits 19th, not Chievo.
They sit 13th.
Verona.
They sit 13th. Pardon. Word up.
But yeah, Juventus, they got the points they needed. On to the next, but they're not looking that special. I think they're playing Tottenham, right? Coming up soon.
Yes. 2 weeks.
They need to fix some shots if they're trying to get past that.
Good. 2 teams that don't like scoring. Sounds like a thrilling matchup. Inter start Saturday morning off with a 1-1 draw to SPAL. Spal.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Like,
Spal,
why don't you
good
just
man.
choose one of the SPA or L words and just call that your team, man?
Spal good, man.
Spalding.
Now they're actually sitting 18th. So what the hell's going on here, Inter?
Well, it's funny because you know how I was just talking about how Juve didn't until Kiev got 2 guys sent off. Inter took the lead through an own goal. And then they gave it up in the 90th minute. But they didn't even score in their fucking tie game. That was a scoring tie.
Wow, dude. That's pretty bad.
You know what I'm saying?
The
offense has been looking real stagnant. The defense gets scored in just enough to where they don't get the points. And Inter is now on a 7-game winless streak.
Nice, Inter.
I think when they got close
out.
to the top, they got altitude sickness. And they're free-falling.
Sure seems like it.
Very thin squad.
Udinese, even though receiving a red card, 1-0 over Genoa.
Valon Berami, ex of West Ham,
No doubt.
scores the goal.
With the goal. Napoli, 3-1 over Bologna. They keep pace and they stay at the top of Serie A.
Yes, this game was about Dries Mertens. He scored a controversial penalty, which, whatever, but his second goal where he cuts in and takes the shot off his left and off his right foot was spectacular. And they topped off 3-1. Great game. 3-0, sorry.
Oh, that's 3-1.
Oh.
You had it right. Yep.
I was looking at the Torino score. It's 3-0.
The super Italian name matchup, Crotone versus Cagliari. Cagliari?
Cagliari.
Thank you for tuning in to my voice lessons, my
It's funny.
speech lessons every week, ladies and gentlemen.
That's more Italian than Torino Benevento?
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Some real Italian shit, homie. 1-1 on the Crotone Cagliari game.
Yeah.
3-0 on the Torino Benevento.
Yes, the Torino one, the interesting part is that Iago Falque and Mbaye Niang was at AC Milan and then loaned out to Watford as of last season, and now he's in Torino. And Joe Lobby used to play for Inter Milan.
6 degrees of Benevento.
6 degrees of Torino.
Hey, Benevento played them.
It's
Another degree, man. I'm always going 1 degree
Pardon.
deeper. The actual Verona the Hellas Verona, 4-1 smash Fiorentina.
Did them so much good. Fiorentina has been in a bit of a fucking free fall. The coach has been talking about it, blaming himself, blaming this, blaming that. They're all talking their shit. But
Blaming myself.
yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm part of the reason why. I'm like, okay, then step down, dude.
Yeah, step down or
Yeah, Fiorentina needs to get the boat in order because they are free falling. That's more about that than Verona, because Verona got enough points to just move into 19th place. No, which was where they were to begin with.
when they signed Mario Gomez and they started talking title because of Mario Gomez, I knew like they've been free falling ever since then.
They didn't buy the Mario Gomez button.
Slipping. As mentioned, Milan over Lazio 2-1 and Sampdoria 1-0 over Roma. Roma continues.
Second game this week that they played against each other. They had a 1-1 tie at the end of last week, and like this game they're having a 1-0 win. Sampdoria, yeah. Roma also in a 7-game winless streak.
And they're close in the table. Sampdoria sits 6th. Roma is 5th, and then Inter 4th, Lazio 3rd, Juventus 2nd, Napoli. Only 1 point separates Napoli and Juventus. Then a 10-point gap there, and it's a little bit tight, Lazio and Inter. There's only... Oh no, they got their... It looks like Serie A got their 4th Champions League spot back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's major. Who lost one?
Huh?
Who lost one? Bundesliga?
I don't.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
No, I think that the big five are gonna get like.
Oh, they changed
blah,
it.
blah. Yeah, they changed the rule, not
Whack. Because it was based on coefficiency of your league before.
Yeah, I kind of think they should all just get the same amount of things. Who the
Yeah.
fuck cares if some team from Romania gets fucked? Huh?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make as much difference anymore. I mean, because they don't actually stand a chance.
Basically, that's what I mean. Like back in the day, it meant something because you might go to like Belarus or something and get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like so stacked against each other that
Yep.
play as many big teams as possible.
Gap at the top continues to get bigger. And at the bottom, Benevento, they should already be relegated. Hellas,
7 fucking points.
Hellas Verona and Spal. Spal good.
Spal.
Spal.
Crotone right there with them with 19 points.
And Cagliari, yeah, that was battle at the bottom. Word up. Serie A, man. It's
Hoping Napoli wins this year, man. Come on, motherfuckers.
Me too. It's been 5 in a row for Juventus.
Yeah, something like that.
Damn. Word up. All right, man. We're going to briefly look at transfers before we get to the prestigious award, D4G Awards. There has been some action going on in the world, some interesting things for a January window. Tell us about it, man.
Yes, we previously thought earlier in the window that Batsuyahi Mishi was going to end up in Sevilla. It looked pretty much done, but then decided against it. And Conte showed that he has no faith in him when he started playing Hazard at false 9 instead of playing him when Alvaro Morata. So they've been trying to get a second striker. Just today, it was announced, not announced, but leaked that Arsenal and Chelsea have agreed £18 million for the transfer of Olivier Giroud. Giroud!
You like that move for everybody?
I meh that move. I mean, he's a piece. It's about as exciting as the Danny Drinkwater move. You know, like, yeah, they'll use him and he'll score for them, but he brings something different. I think Chelsea gets a good deal if you can get that guy for that amount of money, but doesn't change the outlook of their season that much. For Arsenal, I think it's a good piece of business for a 31-year-old, especially because it's most likely Aubameyang is in London right now. He's supposed to do his medical, I think, tomorrow, and they were not gonna play Giroud anymore. Anyways, they have Lacazette, Mkhitaryan just came in, Ozil is there, so Giroud's time at Arsenal was ending, and to get 18 million on the way out for that, like, that's some astute piece of business. Yeah, they gave it to Chelsea inside, but hey, whatever, man.
How do you feel about for Giroud?
For Giroud, like, he didn't want to, like, him and his family didn't want to leave London and to go to a better team in London. I mean, he's not like he was playing at Arsenal anyway, so he's probably gonna get a little bit of a raise and, you know, a transfer bonus and get to play a little more.
It's like,
he wins.
It's oddly, like, you're right. It's like a good piece of business for everybody involved, but not really making much of a difference.
Yeah, it's like,
for anybody.
Yeah, like, sure, it's nice, fine. Yeah, you gotta do that.
So,
but
the more interesting angle here, I think. Did you have something? I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
The more interesting angle here is the set of the events that this may set off. The idea is that Dortmund will not give up Aubameyang to Arsenal until they find a replacement, which they are now looking at Batshuayi to come on over to Dortmund.
I'm sure that the Giroud sale is also going to be contingent on Chelsea letting that happen, you know? So it's all going to end up with Batshuayi being the Dortmund striker. Aubameyang is going to be the Arsenal striker, one of the forwards, and Giroud goes to Chelsea. Chelsea gets a backup forward who's known to be able to score, but not prolific. and slow, but I guess aerial target they've been looking for, but I don't know. It does nothing.
I know. All of a sudden, if he starts, heading home winners every other
If you
game.
look at the overall transfer window, Arsenal, I would say, have had a very, very, very good transfer window.
Absolutely, especially if they pull Aubameyang.
That's what I'm saying. Which I'm working with the assumption that it will happen. If you pull Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan in the same transfer window and get rid of that cunt, Alexis Sanchez,
Yeah.
that's a huge, huge win.
I agree, man. I agree. On the other end of the top four, man, City is still out here putting in work.
Ouch, yeah.
Really out here, man.
They put some money down. Another 50+ million defender, Aymeric Laporte, out of Athletic Bilbao.
21 years old.
21-year-old, left-footed defender, central defender, but can also play left back. Aerially dominant, physically dominant. Still got some work. Like, he's not the finished product yet, but he fits what the Pep Guardiola mold is.
Do you know, from a pound perspective, he qualifies as their biggest signing in history?
Yeah.
I find that fascinating, considering all these players that they have and that they've had and that they've signed throughout the years.
But the market shift that happened this
the
past
market
summer.
shift, yeah, absolutely.
This past summer, everything changed after the Neymar move.
A defender, I guess that's what I'm saying. The absurdity and craziness of it all is like, you're going to pay more than you've ever paid for any player for a defender. A versatile defender, a young, versatile defender.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, they have 4 defenders, out of which I think 3 of them cost more than £50 million.
4? 4, I think, if you include Mangala. I think Mangala is right at 50.
Mangala was 30. But okay. Either way, but like, that's still a huge amount, even whatever he costs too. Like, they got John. I didn't even count John Stones. I don't know how much they paid for him. But they had Kyle Walker, Mendy, and now Laporte. They're saying, including the goalkeeper, they've spent about £300 million on just the back 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, you're right. 31.8 million pounds. For Mangala, and that was the most expensive transfer for a defender in history at that point.
Exactly.
The market is insane, son. Also, man, City out here trying to make other moves in light of the Leroy Sané injury, looking at Riyad Mahrez.
Supposedly they just dropped a £60 million offer, and he's gonna ask for officially hand in a transfer request. We'll see how that goes. We do not know, because supposedly Riyad Mahrez's agent, nobody even fucking knows who he is. If this dude was signed for like a big name agent, he would have been at a big club so long ago.
But nobody even...
Representation is just as important as talent in the fucking top level, man.
No, it is, man. I've seen some... The fact that, what's his name, Raiola?
Yeah, like Mino Raiola, Jorge Mendes, Per Guardiola. Like, there's like 5 or 6 guys that are really making the moves at the big clubs,
Mm-hmm. So on a smaller note, before we wrap up transfers, this is a done deal. Sturridge to West Brom. West Brom fills a dire need, and Sturridge goes somewhere where he's actually going to play every game.
He actually had the other option of a place where he'd play every game. He refused Newcastle to go to West Brom, which is hilarious, because West Brom just eliminated Liverpool from the FA Cup. They also tied them 0-0 in the league. So they decided to take one of their strikers who couldn't score against them.
Oh, man. And you know what?
This might save his England World Cup dream.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Man, he's going to have to do some shit in the next 4 months.
Take out Harry Kane. Who do they have as the England striker?
Vardy?
Yeah. You need like 4 or 5 to go to a tournament.
No, you do.
Like, look at that fall off though, even with Vardy. Like, that means there's an opening, you
They'll
know?
run Sturridge up there if they want.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying he's
I'm
going
not
to start
Sturridge,
for England because
Sterling.
Harry Kane got that locked down, but nobody's going to play Sterling as a fucking number 9, man.
Pep does. Anyway, moving on, and then
Very, like, he's not started as a number 9.
yeah, he has.
No.
Yes, in one of these very recent games without Jesus, dude, he starts him up front. What are you saying?
Okay.
I'll look it up for next week, man.
Yes.
But he did, because he did not fucking trot out a striker there.
Not trotting out a striker does not mean that the guy is a number 9. There's a position called false 9. Barcelona has played whole season without a number 9.
Okay, so then he played him as a false 9, yeah?
I'm just saying.
As a 9. That's all I said. But okay, that's fine. We're gonna transition and stay with the West Brom theme in the award section, because our dude of the week goes to
J. Rodriguez. He eliminated Liverpool pretty much single-handedly in terms of the offensive output. Scored 2 goals, deflected off Matip for the third. He really took it to them, and he had a fantastic game, excellent finishing, took on guys. J. Rodriguez.
And that also led to a tweet from our boy Gregor,
Krakowiak.
who said on Twitter,
when Sturridge got the transfer, he said, "If you can't beat us, join us."
perfect.
Liverpool
Troy
cannot
Deeney.
beat West Brom.
Troy Deeney, shout out, man.
Come on.
Goal of the week.
Lionel Messi, free kick, amazing goal, gets all the points in the 84th minute.
That's big, man. The twat happened moment of the week goes to
From the previous Leganes Espanyol game, Mario Hermoso
did a hat trick.
had a hat trick.
But-
Opened the scoring with an own goal. And then after his team had got a goal back, he scored another own goal. He scored Leganes' first and third goal in a 3-2 loss. And then in the 90th minute, he scored in injury time a goal for his own club, making the results look better. So 3 goals for him, 3-2 loss for his team.
Net
Mario Hermoso.
net -1 goals. That's how we run shit on the twat happened.
They lost 3 points.
Straight up. All right, upcoming games, man. It's a pretty good week, pretty busy week. There are day games going on today, which means there are games going on tomorrow with a pretty fucking huge one. Tottenham United.
Yes.
Manchester United, not Newcastle, not West Ham. I'm sorry. Tottenham versus Manchester United.
Yes, Tottenham has a long history of suffering at Manchester United, but over the last few years it's been competitive. Really excited to see what this game looks like. It's going to be, I think, a defensive fight. I want to see some fights.
And that's what the first game was, and Pochettino was outclassed tactically by Mourinho. So we will see if that holds true again, or if Mauricio can actually do something about that horrific record against the top 6. Even though this one is at home, so-called home. They follow that up, man. Let's just transition that. They then turn around Sunday and play Liverpool away.
Tottenham is having a fucking week. After playing Liverpool, I think they have one more league game before they start the Real Madrid tie too.
No. They Arsenal and then Real Madrid.
Oh, exactly. One more league game and that's Arsenal, huh? Fuck. North
Yeah.
London derby.
Yeah,
Craziness.
getting it. I love it. Yeah, that should be interesting, especially with Liverpool's current form. We shall see. Other games of note in the EPL: Burnley hosting City. They had a contentious FA Cup draw recently. And Arsenal Everton.
That should be fun. Theo Walcott against his old team.
Oh yeah, man, the drama is thick. Right. Over in Spain, you got another version, not the Copa del Rey version, but the league version of the Barcelona Derby. Espanyol hosting Barcelona.
Yes, and a lot of talk has happened ever since Barcelona eliminated Espanyol from the Kings Cup with Gerard Piqué going back and forth. Apparently the club plays in a little suburb of Barcelona, so he doesn't even refer to them as a Barcelona team, and they wanted his comments to be looked into. Just some bitch shit. So he's like, I'll talk to them again when I go this week. So look for Gerard Piqué to do some outlandish shit in this game.
Yes, always love that. Levante hosting Real Madrid and
Levante swang.
Levante. Ah, damn, that's funny, dude. Come up with that on the flyer. You had that free play.
I just thought.
Yeah, they host Real Madrid, and on the other side, Atletico Madrid at home gets no easier for Valencia.
Yes, Atletico Valencia should be back in wicked fun.
Over in France, Lille hosting PSG, and then Monaco get no rest either as they play Lyon.
That's an exciting game to watch, man.
Yeah, that should be fun.
That should be a fun game.
Yeah, Monaco coming off slightly disappointing draw. Lyon coming off a loss.
Shootout. Lyon got dived on by Marlon the Merlin.
Yep. And then Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting Leipzig, who have fallen out of Champions League contention.
Yeah, it can fall in and out of Champions League contention by a blink in Germany these days.
It's true, it's real tight.
One of their players, like Emil Forsberg, has a hat trick and they're back in it.
Yep. And then last game is New England, Philadelphia. Sunday night.
It depends who controls the midfield in that game, and the wing play is important also. Fuck them both.
American football, man. Word up. Let's go.
New England. We talk about old England football.
Big. All right, man. Just trying to see if you were paying attention, man. That's a wrap, man. This match is over, man. We still undefeated, man. Thanks for checking Diving for Glory this week. Don't forget, we post every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. And now YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Diving for Glory. Hashtag us, like us, hate us, give us the thumbs down, man. Whatever, dude. Just fucking dissent. Get a yellow card. Get a red card. We out, man. Corciola, Solomon.
Peace.
Diving.
There's nothing more to say.
Diving.